Hello, everybody. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. There is about to be a huge announcement, a live from the Department of Justice. Shout out to my man RJ. He just sent me this link right now. Let me find it. It's supposed to be today at 12. So let me just find the live link and then I am going to post this into the room. Okay, guys? So give me just one moment. Let me see. Department of Justice. What's up, everybody? What's up? Give me one moment. I'm going to pull this up and then I'll put it on a live stream. Crypto enforcement. All right, let me do this. Yo, Nate. What's up, my man? How you doing? Yeah, so there's going to be an announcement that's coming up right now. It's going to be right there. So let me share my screen. Chrome tab, Department of Justice. This is what it's going to be. So it's going to be up in around 9 minutes. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they're going to say. Let me try to retweet this really fast and see if I have anybody who's going to actually watch. Let me do this. How's everyone doing, by the way? Let me see. Let me shout this out. How's everyone doing? Oh, what's up? Oh, RJ, thank you so much for letting me know, by the way. Shout out to my man RJ. If he wouldn't have told me, I wouldn't have had the live stream. Thank you. Also, there is talk of Binance is being sued on this Twitter space. A lot going on all of a sudden. I know I'm a total and complete moron, but in any video you ever make about new people to crypto, please let everyone know on an exchange you have an account and a memo. The memo is your personal number. I don't know what you're talking about. I realize, but please, I was missing this information and I made a huge... No, you're still wrong. Not all cryptocurrencies require you to have a memo. For example, XLM requires a memo. Hedera, you could add a memo. Algorand, you could add a memo, but it's not required. Brian, good morning. What's up, man? RJ, good morning. How you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you. Let me get my notepad out. I got so much shit in front of me. Let me get my notepad out. Good morning. Guys, in about 8 minutes is going to start. The Department of Justice has an emergency meeting for cryptocurrency regulation. So I am looking forward to seeing what's going to happen with this. Alrighty. Let's see. Let's see right here what's happening. Also, there was talk about Binance. Good morning. If I send, for instance, HBAR to Coinbase, you need an account number and a memo number to successfully make it your account. If I need to send, I don't know. I don't have HBAR on Coinbase. I don't know how to use Coinbase. In New York, they don't allow us to have HBAR, but I hear you. You got to understand, all jurisdictions are different. All crypto is different. So I'm not really sure what you're talking about. I'm not trolling you. I have no idea what you're talking about. Let's see. What is this emergency talk gonna be about? What do you guys think it's gonna be about? How is CoinMarketCap doing? So crypto is at around 960 billion right now. Crypto is around 960 billion right now. Let's share a screen. Let's do this. This is the crypto market right now. Let's see how we doing over here. Bitcoin drops under 21,000. Bitcoin's doing really good for the last 7 days, no? It's doing really, really good for the last couple of days. Look, the second they announced the emergency meeting, Bitcoin dropped. Insane, right? The second they announced it, Never fails. Everything just started dropping. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. All right, let's see. Where are we at right now? Let's do CoinMarketCap one more time. How is our Algorand doing? Algorand, safe. Spot number 35. Sick, right? So freaking sick. The problem with Algorand right here, it's in spot 35 at a $1.5 billion market cap. If it gets to spot 36, it's going to run right by VeChain, it's going to run right by ICP, and it's going to run right by Hedera, bringing it to spot number 39. You see how close we are over here? It's a very scary situation right now for Algorand. I made a video about this earlier today. By the way, guys, my YouTube channel for real estate is taking off. If you guys want to know about real estate, my YouTube channel for real estate is really starting to take off. Definitely give it a look. It's not on yet, guys. I need another 3.5 minutes and then it's going to be on. If I send, for instance, I don't care. What's going on? Yo! Guys, buy Chips tokens. Chips tokens is the strongest performing Algorand ASA right now. I told you guys about it, guys. For a while, I was sponsored by Chips tokens on the channel. I didn't do a good job. They're no longer my sponsor, but I talk about them very well. You know why? It's not about the money. They're doing a freaking good job. In this year, I believe Q1 or Q2, they're going to have poker. When they're going to introduce poker on the Algorand Casino, I believe that's when there's going to be a lot more total value locked in the Algorand Chips tokens or the Algorand Casino Chips tokens. You guys might want to check it out. I think I'm going to be hosting my poker tournaments on the Algorand Casino when they have poker. The entire market is dropping. So guys, if you're not understanding why the market is dropping, literally the name of this live is Emergency Meeting from Department of Justice for Crypto Enforcement. That is literally the name of the live. The reason why everything is dropping is because there is an emergency meeting from the Department of Justice when it comes to cryptocurrency. That's why it's dropping. Yo, what's up, Bear Claw? How you doing? Guys, if you want to join the Discord, please join the Discord. You guys are going to have a lot of fun. We have like 33 people in the Discord, if I'm not mistaken. It's a lot of fun. Definitely come through. It's a lot of fun. Justice Department to announce an international cryptocurrency enforcement action. How does a federal institution have any insight over international? Well, basically, America runs everything. Whatever the America is going to propose, a lot of the other countries are going to get in line and they're going to work together. The atom bomb. Yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate you. The real estate channel is doing very, very good. Real estate channel is doing really good. I got like a viral video where I have almost 9,000 views and I only had like 160 subscribers. Really, really good. How's everyone doing today? Glad you can join us. Thank you so much. Appreciate you, Bear. Bear runs my Discord. When I'm going to make some money, I'm going to have to break him off. That's for sure. Thank you. Adam, hope your family and friends and everyone are doing well. Thank you so much, Tommy. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Blessed be upon you. Blessed be upon your family. Thank you very much. No, don't let it crash. I'm tired of crashing. Everybody says crash, crash, crash. No. We keep lowering and lowering and lowering the bar. It is possible on the next bull run we will never reach the points that we were before. You guys realize that, right? A bull run does not necessarily 100% say that we're going to go up in price. Let me put this on right now. Stop screen, present, share screen, Chrome tabs. The Department of Justice just announced that they're going to be doing international enforcement of cryptocurrency. I don't know what that means, but let's see. How's it going? Yo, Damien, what's up, my brother? Just bought a bunch of algo around 20-24 cents, hoping to see gains by the end of the year. I think you're going to get a better time to buy into Algorand, in my personal opinion. But yeah, good luck, man. You guys like the green? Check out the Discord. Let's see. Why is it not starting? Let's see what happens. Yeah, man. If I start making money, I'll take care of you. I think we might be going lower than 20 cents, to be honest with you. Oh, I posted the announcement only. Oh, I just posted the announcement only. Yeah. 9K Bitcoin. Bro, I don't know what's going to happen. We'll see what's going to happen. I think everyone is waiting right now for this announcement to go. So we'll see. Jerome Powell got COVID. Jerome Powell got COVID. Yo, it's like anytime there's any type of rally when it comes to cryptocurrency, people want to see it die. And they come out with anything. Enforcement or this or that. Bro, it's so crazy. It's so crazy. I'm waiting for it to start, guys. I'm with you guys. I'm waiting for it to start. Yeah, that's the problem. It seems like they do this shit on purpose, right? The second things start to pump, they cancel us out. It sucks. It sucks so much. Yeah, bad time, unfortunately. Where is it? Where is it? Davos crypto conference. Yeah, probably coming from Davos. Let's see. Yo, why is it not playing? Am I the only one that's not getting this? It's 12 noon. Let me check another YouTube channel. Let me see if it's going. It's not on yet. Yeah, give me the official link, please. I'm trying to find it. Oh, I found it. One second. I found the official link. Give me 1 second. Let me just do this. Let me stop this and let me share this. Share screen. Chrome tab. Department of Justice. Boom. This is it right here, right? But it's not playing yet. That's true. That's true. It is what it is. We could only do what we could do. Anthony, how you doing, my friend? Good to see you. Yeah, we just wait and talk. In the meantime, if you guys want to join the Discord, that's the link down below. You guys will have a lot of fun. You guys will have a lot of fun. So what else, guys? What else? What's new? Who's doing what? Who's buying what? Who's worried? Yo, am I the only one that's worried about Algorand? I can't be the only one that's worried about Algorand, right? Like, yo, we're not doing too well, and it's bothering me a lot. They're late, like Biden. Yeah. Oh, man. I can't believe they're late, bro. Like, everybody wants to know what the F is going on, and these guys are late. Imagine. Crazy. And the funniest thing is, it says live. Yeah, you could stake chips. You could stake chips. You could stake chips. What price? I'm sorry to hear that your dog got sick. What price did you sell Algorand and XRP for? I'm just curious. Thank you so much, Anthony. And I know a lot of people think that I'm complaining or just shilling. I'm not offering the services. I'm telling them to hire a professional production team, a professional videographer that works with people like Ryan Pineda, Grant Cardone, Gary Vee, Alex Hermosi. I want them to hire those people that can do a lot more work than I could. You know? Absolutely, bro. It's messed up. Like, and that's, so the problem is that a lot of people don't understand what's happening in the back end, or people are like, Adam, you know, somebody made a comment, they're like, yo, your channel didn't blow up yet. Who are you to talk about marketing? At least I come up with a plan and solution. What's the worst that's going to happen? They spend $250,000, 300 grand for the year. That's nothing. It's a drop in the bucket. Stacy spent $15 million over the next 5 years for a bike tour. And that's enough to fund marketing for the next 50 freaking years. At a heavy loss. At what price, though? BTC is so low, you are holding altcoin. And you are holding... Yeah, but the altcoins are even lower. And in the next run, probably the altcoins are going to do better than Bitcoin. I'm just not sure which one. I like Bitcoin. The big thing is Algo is fantastic tech, green, all that, but how do we incentivize? So let me explain something about Algorand. The problem is most of our partnerships for Algorand is receptive partnerships, which means Algorand puts up the technology and Algorand allows, it's still not playing. Algorand puts up the technology and Algorand allows for people to build on Algorand, but remember, they're collecting almost zero gas fees and it doesn't incentivize people. So there's two ways to use the blockchain, right? There's one way where it incentivizes people to actually use the Algorand coin. There's no incentive for people to use the coin because they don't need to. So when people are using the Algorand blockchain for business purposes, this does not incentivize anybody from actually buying the Algorand coin. Nobody needs to buy Algorand coin to use it as an audit machine. Nobody needs to buy the Algorand coin to use it for remittance. Nobody needs to do any of that. So all these partnerships with the Bank of Italy and any partnerships with any banks, any of these partnerships doesn't help us at all.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks all for being here. Today, the Department of Justice has dealt a significant blow to the crypto crime ecosystem. Justice Department agents and prosecutors, working in partnership with the Treasury Department and French law enforcement, have disrupted Bitslotto, a China-based cryptocurrency exchange notorious for laundering criminal proceeds from the dark net. And last night, agents of the FBI arrested Bitslotto's founder, Anatoly Legadimov. I am joined today by the Assistant Attorney General for the Criminal Division, Kenneth Polite, the United States Attorney for the Eastern District of New York, Breon Peace, FBI Associate Deputy Director, Brian Turner, and the Deputy Secretary of the Treasury, Wally Adeyemo. Today's law enforcement actions put all of those who seek to exploit the cryptocurrency ecosystem on notice that the Department of Justice will use every tool, working along with our partners, every tool that we have to attack the criminal use of the dark net and cryptocurrency. And we are taking steps to address the crisis of confidence in the cryptocurrency markets, where criminals and fraudsters seek to operate beyond the reach of law enforcement. Malicious actors, working from what they think are safe havens, are exploiting crypto markets and flouting the laws and the regulations that guard the integrity of our financial system, and along with it, the earnings and investments of law-abiding Americans. It's no secret that cyber criminals rely on these bad actors to launder their criminal proceeds from cryptocurrency into fiat currency. But today, thanks to a coordinated international effort, Justice Department prosecutors and agents have disrupted a busy corner of this criminal ecosystem. Last night in Miami, FBI agents arrested Legadimov, a Russian national and the founder and majority owner of Bitslotto, a Hong Kong-registered cryptocurrency exchange. The charges allege that he operated Bitslotto as a high-tech financial hub, as he put it, that catered to, quote, known crooks. Bitslotto failed to implement safeguards required by US law, safeguards that enable law enforcement to detect and to investigate financial crimes. Instead, Bitslotto facilitated the transmission of hundreds of millions of dollars in illicit funds, fueling darknet marketplaces, and laundering the proceeds of ransomware attacks. For example, as alleged, Bitslotto was a crucial financial resource for the notorious Hydra darknet market, the disruption of which I announced from this podium last April, at that time with our German partners. Now, Hydra was the world's longest running and largest darknet marketplace, responsible for 80% of the world's darknet transactions. Together, Hydra and Bitslotto formed a high-tech axis of crypto crime. Hydra buyers funded illicit purchases of illegal drugs, stolen financial information, and hacking tools from crypto accounts hosted at Bitslotto. And sellers of these illegal goods and services at Hydra sent criminal proceeds to accounts at Bitslotto, all to the tune of over $700 million in direct and indirect transfers between 2018 and 2022. Now, I've said before that we would go after the entire ecosystem that allows cyber criminals and illicit actors to flourish. Today's action against Bitslotto, as with the disruption of Hydra, reflects another critical step in executing on that strategy. At the time of Legedimov's arrest, and continuing into the early hours of this morning, the department's international and domestic partners engaged in a coordinated campaign of disruption. That campaign includes law enforcement actions in multiple European countries, the seizure of Bitlato's servers, and enforcement actions by the Treasury Department here in the United States. These actions show not only the broad scope of the defendant's alleged crimes, but also the international net dropped by law enforcement to stop him and his business partners. With these actions, today marks the end of the Hydra-Bitslato crypto crime axis. We've also busted the business model of the cyber criminals that Bitslato supported. And coordinated operations like these against Bitslato, using all tools and designed for maximum impact, are the linchpins of international success against cybercrime. Our actions also mark the most significant enforcement effort against a cryptocurrency exchange by the National Cryptocurrency Enforcement Team, launched last year following a comprehensive cyber review led by my office. To all of those exploiting the cryptocurrency ecosystem to enable crypto crime, we have a clear message. We will not only target hackers, fraudsters, and criminals that mask their profits in cryptocurrency, we are also unleashing the full force of the Department of Justice on the illicit actors and entities that support cyber criminals, like Legedimov and Bitslato. Operating offshore or moving your servers out of the continental US will not shield you. And whether you break our laws from China or Europe or abuse our financial system from a tropical island, you can expect to answer for your crimes inside a United States courtroom. I want to thank the agents, analysts, and prosecutors who worked diligently to investigate this case. And finally, a tremendous thanks to our foreign partners and the Treasury Department for their collaboration in this and other cryptocurrency and cybercrime cases. And now let me turn the podium over to Assistant Attorney General Polite.
Thank you, Deputy Attorney General Monaco. When the department announced the creation of the National Cryptocurrency Enforcement Team in late 2021, we set forth the blueprint on how INSET would work to disrupt criminal abuse of the cryptocurrency ecosystem. We named Eun-Young Choi, an accomplished leader on cyber and cryptocurrency issues, and a seasoned department prosecutor to be INSET's first director. We said that INSET would investigate those who enable the use of digital assets to facilitate crime, with a particular focus on virtual currency exchanges and services. And we said that INSET would enhance the department's collaboration with domestic and foreign partners in aggressively investigating and prosecuting crimes involving cryptocurrency. Today's actions against Bitslato, the first public enforcement action led by INSET, are precisely what we had in mind. As the Deputy Attorney General described, Bitslato is a cryptocurrency exchange that allegedly facilitated illicit activities by making it easier for bad actors, including ransomware groups and dark web drug pushers, to conceal their identities and profit from their misconduct. Bitslato accomplished this in part by flouting key requirements of anti-money laundering programs and helping criminals hide their transactions behind the anonymity of the blockchain. But today, Bitslato's co-founder and senior executive is in handcuffs here in the United States. And agencies around the world have taken strong action to ensure that Bitslato can no longer facilitate crime. None of this would have been possible without strong partnerships on the domestic and international levels between INSET, other parts of the Criminal Division, the U.S. Attorney's Office in the Eastern District of New York, and the stellar teams of FBI agents, between U.S. law enforcement and our counterparts in France, and between the department and our colleagues at FinCEN. The department also drew heavily today on its deep bench of international experts, including our new Cyber Operations International Liaison and our legal attaché in Paris. The work announced here today is a textbook case for what we can accomplish when INSET works with its partners here and abroad to disrupt the harm caused by criminal cryptocurrency platforms. And we are just getting started. I now turn the podium over to my colleague, U.S. Attorney Breon Peace.
Thank you, Assistant Attorney General Polite. I'm Breon Peace, United States Attorney for the Eastern District of New York, and I'm honored to speak today about the work of the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Eastern District of New York, INSET, FBI, and all of our other partners, what we've done with respect to investigating and prosecuting Anatoly Legadimov. Today, my office unsealed charges against Legadimov for operating Bitslato, as you've heard, a cryptocurrency exchange whose stock in trade was that it allowed users to open accounts with minimal identifying information. The result was that Bitslato became a safe haven for criminals, including drug dealers and ransomware groups. They knew that when the police traced their funds to Bitslato, Bitslato would not be able to turn over its users' true identities. The defendant, who is Bitslato's majority shareholder and sat atop of its organizational chart, knew full well about these violations. Bitslato's executives communicated on their encrypted chat system about the proliferation of drug dealers on their exchange and the way that their policy of collecting no identifying information had brought on a flood of, in their words, quote, dirty money, end quote. Bitslato conducted its business in a brazenly lawless manner that is directly at odds with the rules of honesty and integrity that must govern the financial marketplace. To anyone who still believes that they can hide from the law by using cryptocurrency, this prosecution should put that illusion to rest. Although this was a global crime, its effects reverberated in the Eastern District of New York. Bitslato did business with individuals residing in our district. It accepted connections from computers in our district, and the defendant was continuing to administer his company from the moment he stepped off a plane at John F. Kennedy Airport in Queens, New York, last October. Now, my office, the Eastern District of New York, is at the forefront of cryptocurrency prosecutions, and this case continues a string of recent prosecutions in this space. Just 2 weeks ago, we charged a developer of NFTs with defrauding its customers in a rug pull scheme. And last month, we charged 4 individuals located in the United States and Canada with sending tens of thousands of dollars worth of cryptocurrency to aid ISIS. And alongside our partners in law enforcement, we are committed to carrying out the most sophisticated and technically demanding prosecutions at a pace that matches the tempo of the criminals we pursue. Our partnership with the National Cryptocurrency Enforcement Team enhances our work in this space, and we look forward to our continued collaboration. And finally, I want to commend from my office, Assistant United States Attorney Alexander Mindlin, who is detailed to INSET, and Assistant United States Attorney Artie McConnell, along with INSET trial attorney Scott Meisler and Matthew Blackwood for their excellent work on this case. I'll now turn the podium over to FBI Associate Deputy Director Brian Turner.
Thank you, Breon. I am pleased to represent the FBI here today as part of this announcement of the arrest of Anatoly Legadimov. That is the culmination of more than a year of hard work by our men and women in the New York office and also across the United States and overseas. Legadimov is a Russian national living in China who was arrested in Miami for the crimes he committed in the United States by operating an unlawful cryptocurrency exchange registered in Hong Kong. He probably thought his cybercriminal enterprise and the dirty digital money that cycled through it were outside the reach of the US government. But he and his Bislato cryptocurrency exchange were not operating with impunity. Neither was the illicit Hydra darknet marketplace in which Bislato exchanged over $700 million, as the Deputy Attorney General mentioned a moment ago. We shut down and locked the door on Hydra last April. Both of these actions were made possible because of the FBI's strong relationships with our law enforcement partners around the world. Over the course of our global investigation into Bislato, we found that more than $15 million of the ransomware proceeds have been laundered through the exchange, making the platform a clear enabler for ransomware actors. Unfortunately for the defendant and Bislato, one thing that the FBI understands is how to take down cybercriminal organizations. And our overall strategy to combat cybercrime involves going after all key parts of that criminal ecosystem mentioned by the Deputy Attorney General: the actors, their finances, and the supporting infrastructure. When you combine this arrest with the French authorities' dismantlement of Bislato's financial infrastructure, digital infrastructure, and the actions taken by the Treasury Department that will be spoken about in just a minute, I'd say we did exactly just that. I can tell you by the folks that I'm standing up here with that we are committed to taking a whole of government approach to the fight against financial crime and cybercrime, a fight to protect our country, its citizens, and our national security. So let this be a reminder to the cyber criminals around the world. No matter where you are, no matter how much you twist and turn to cover your tracks, there is a risk and there will be consequences. I'd like now to introduce Deputy Treasury Secretary Wally Adeyemo for some additional remarks.
Let me start out by thanking the Deputy Attorney General for her leadership on this set of issues and for the work that is being done here at the Department of Justice, and to thank our colleagues at the Department of Justice for being such great partners, not just on this action, but on going after this ecosystem more broadly. I think that in addition to thanking our colleagues here, I want to thank the talented men and women at FinCEN for using a new set of authorities that Congress gave us to go after illicit financial action in Russia so quickly and to do it so effectively. One of the things that those people in this ecosystem count on, those who are cyber criminals that work globally, is that they will be able to escape prosecution in the United States or in any other jurisdiction because of a lack of coordination. What today's action actually proves is that is not the case. Working closely with French authorities, we've taken an action here that should demonstrate to cyber criminals around the world that we will work in a global, consolidated fashion to take action against them, to protect our citizens and to protect the global financial system. Today, as part of the U.S. government's action against the virtual currency exchange Bislato, Treasury's Financial Crimes Enforcement Network has taken steps that expose and disrupt Russian cyber criminals and their enablers. FinCEN is officially identifying Bislato as a primary money laundering concern in connection with Russia's illicit finance. Bislato has repeatedly facilitated transactions for Russian-affiliated ransomware groups, including Conti, a ransomware as a service group that has links to the Russian government and to Russian-connected darknet markets. 2/3 of Bislato's top counterparties are associated with darknet markets or scams, and Bislato received virtual currency worth almost $500 million from illicit activity between 2019 and 2021. Nearly 50% of all known Bislato transactions during this time involved Russian illicit finance or otherwise risky sources. Bislato is particularly active in facilitating illicit activity, but it is ultimately part of a larger ecosystem of cyber criminals that are allowed to operate with impunity within Russia. It is well known that Russia is a haven of cyber criminals, where the government often enlists them for its own malicious purposes. The majority of ransomware incidents reported to FinCEN in the second half of 2021, for example, were conducted by Russia-related cyber ransomware actors. At a time when Russia is waging a brutal and unjustified war in Ukraine, and as it seeks to circumvent sanctions and governance controls to fill its coffers and sustain its violence, we will not tolerate criminals' enterprises that enrich Russia's malicious interests. Because of its significant operations in and connection to Russia and Russian illicit finance, Bitslato threatens U.S. national security, the integrity of the U.S. and international financial sector, and business and institutions worldwide. Identifying Bitslato as a primary money laundering concern effectively renders the exchange an international pariah. It imposes special measures on covered financial institutions, prohibiting them from transmitting funds to or from Bitslato, or from any account or wallet administered by or on behalf of Bitslato. Treasury's actions today sends a clear message that we are prepared to take action against any financial institution, including virtual asset service providers, with lax controls against money laundering, terrorist financing, or other illicit finance. And we will not hesitate to expose and hold accountable virtual asset service providers, darknet markets, or anyone else facilitating cyber criminals using this new authority or other authorities within the Treasury Department. And we look forward to doing this in coordination and collaboration with our colleagues here at the Department of Justice. Thank you.
All right, with that, I think we'll take some questions. CNBC, Eamon, why don't you kick us off?
Yeah, thank you. Two questions if I could. I mean, the first one is, Legadimov is a Russian national who lived in China and was operating there. What was he doing in Miami, which obviously puts him at risk of being picked up by the FBI? And the second question I have is, what are you learning so far about Bitslato's customer base who was using this exchange? And are you seeing any overlap between the other big exchange, which is in the news lately, which is FTX?
So I'll start off on your first question. Don't really have anything more to say about Mr. Legadimov's activities in Miami, other than the fact that in the early morning hours he was arrested by agents of the FBI, and we're going to take it from there. And can you repeat your second question?
The second question is, what are you learning about the customer base of Bitslato, who is using that service? I think Wally Adeyemo talked about that a little bit a second ago, and whether you're seeing any overlap between that customer base and the customer base at FTX, which obviously is in the news right now.
Well, I'll start and see if either Kenneth or the U.S. Attorney want to make any additional comments. I'm not going to speak to the ongoing investigation and matter regarding FTX, but as alleged in the court papers unsealed today, and as referenced by the U.S. Attorney, Bitslato was being used by a host of cyber criminals to form, as I noted, this high-tech axis of crypto crime, used to launder funds, used to buy and sell and host the wallets of those buying and selling illicit goods. But let me see if either the Assistant Attorney General or the U.S. Attorney want to add.
Just to second the comments from our Deputy Attorney General, I would simply note that the defendant here has been charged in a criminal complaint. There is always a possibility that additional charges may follow, and in particular, our investigative efforts continue both here and abroad.
All right. Sadie, Wall Street Journal.
Hi there. This question's for the deputy. These questions are for the Deputy Attorney General. I'm wondering what message these coordinated actions should send to the broader crypto markets, and if there is any sort of geopolitical significance to the fact that he was living in China, but was a Russian national. And also, while we have you up here, I am hoping that you might say whether you anticipate your specials counsel investigations will be wrapped up by the end of the year when the midterm election cycle is in full swing.
Well, on your second question, I've got no predictions to make and nothing to add to what the Attorney General announced last week. And on your first question, I think what today's actions really show is, one, we will work in a coordinated and a collaborative fashion with partners here in the United States and more broadly all around the globe to root out those who seek to exploit the cryptocurrency markets, those who seek to find safe haven in countries, whether they're Russia, whether they're China, whether they're places in Europe, and that there is no place that is beyond the reach of U.S. law enforcement and our partners.
Daphne from Reuters, one of our friends from Treasury.
Thank you so much. Did you find any link between Bitslotto and Russia's conflict in Ukraine? And did Russian actors use Bitslotto to circumvent sanctions imposed as a result of the conflict in Ukraine?
So as my colleagues have said, our investigation continues, and what we do know is that Russia has set up an ecosystem that is permissive for cyber criminals and for the ecosystem that allows them to finance those crimes. Our goal is to ensure that Russia can't use cryptocurrency or other means to circumvent our sanctions. That is part of why we use this new authority to go after Bitslotto, to make clear that now they're an international pariah. And our message to those actors who want to use crypto to try and circumvent our sanctions in Russia or in any other jurisdiction in which we put in place sanctions is that we will, in collaboration and coordination with our allies and partners, with the Department of Justice, find you, go after you, and take actions against you using the tools at our disposal.
I think you have your hand up sometime.
The amount of crypto sent to illicit actors reached an all-time high in 2022. To what degree do you deem these transactions, first of all, as a national security threat for the U.S., specifically when it comes to crypto, but also expanding on the potential sanctions evasion more broadly and beyond Russia as well? To what extent these transactions should be deemed as a threat to the general efficacy of U.S. sanctions?
Well, I'll start and then turn it over to the Deputy Secretary. Look, I think what we have shown in these actions, as well as the takedown of the Hydra darknet marketplace, is that those who are seeking to exploit the cryptocurrency markets by ignoring or flouting the regulations that are put in place and the laws that are put in place to give consumers, to give investors confidence in our markets, to give them confidence in our financial system, we will root that out. We will go after and use whatever tool it takes to find those who are seeking to hide in the shadows and who seek to try and exploit the anonymity that they think the blockchain provides, the anonymity that they think this technology provides. And what our efforts have shown is that that's not the case. Those activities, whether it's laundering the proceeds of ransomware attacks, certainly do pose a security concern, and that's why we will be unrelenting in our efforts, and we will continue to take a coordinated approach, an international and global approach to this challenge. I don't know, Wally, if you want to add?
Just a word. And I agree completely with the Deputy Attorney General. What I will say is that there are those who try to use any new technology to try and commit crimes. And here, cyber criminals are attempting to use new technology when it comes to virtual assets. And our message to them and our message to the industry is that we expect them to follow the same rules of the road that are followed by other financial institutions and intermediaries, and that ecosystem is a place where we will not permit illicit finance to go on. The action today should be seen by that industry and by actors there who seek to try and evade our sanctions or to violate laws or to in some ways impact our national security as a tool that we will use in the future when it comes to Russia and illicit finance. But as I said earlier, we have other tools that we're prepared to use as well, because our view is that virtual currencies, the traditional financial system, should not be used to transmit an illicit finance, and we're prepared to act to make sure that that is the case.
One last question, Alex Mallon, ABC.
So if convicted, I saw this defendant faces a max of 5 years in prison. With the scale of wrongdoing that you kind of have all outlined, what do you say to people who would kind of say that the punishment here doesn't seem to fit the crime? And then for the deputy, the White House has been saying since the news of these classified documents were found broke, that they hadn't been more forthcoming because of their cooperation with the Justice Department. To be clear, has the Justice Department at any time since November told the White House that they cannot discuss the facts of this case?
So on your second question, I'm not going to comment on anything beyond what the Attorney General has said last week in announcing the appointment of a special counsel, and what he has said more broadly, which is that we don't talk about our investigations in a public forum. And for your first question, I'll turn it over to the U.S. Attorney.
Sure. So to be clear, this is, in our view, a serious crime, which we are taking very seriously. The outcome of the case is premature to anticipate that, and it's important to note that the investigation is ongoing. So there could be, as the Assistant Attorney General said, additional charges down the line.
I know we didn't get to everybody's questions. We've got some subject matter experts here for folks that have on-topic questions, and I think that's going to do it for us today.
Deputy Attorney General, can you speak to the Republicans who say
Thank you
that
very
you're being
much.
unfair to the former president?
Thank you.
Yeah, man. So it seems to me that the Department of Justice, in cooperation with international law enforcement and in cooperation with FBI and other law enforcement within our borders, are going after international money laundering criminals using cryptocurrency central exchanges as a front. And it seems like this is all being fueled and rallied by a vigor to go after the Russian government and the Russian populace in order to stop the ability to transfer from fiat to crypto and then back to fiat, in order to fund a lot of things that are super important to Russia, and in order to try to stop Russians and Russian oligarchs, from my point of view, to be able to clean their money or be able to hide their money. This is what it seems like to me. This is what this entire investigation seems like. And that's why, as for right now, the cryptocurrency market seems like they're liking what they heard. Bitcoin made a huge bounce back. The entire crypto market seems to have made a huge bounce back, because the more enforcement that there is, they're trying to go over international cryptocurrency so that America reigns supreme in cryptocurrency. I'm sure that they're going to come after the United States citizens. I'm sure they're going to come after United States exchanges. However, the regulation that's coming for the United States is probably going to be better in the United States than the rest of the world. At the end of the day, America is going to do what America does. America does a form of imperialism where they back up whatever we do with our United States military. As we spend more money on the United States military as the next 10 countries combined, it is what it is. However, it looks like the entire crypto market does in fact like what they see. They do in fact like that there's more regulations coming and that there is enforcement on an international level. Why? If there's more enforcement on an international level, and even though they're going after Russians, even though this is obviously a farce, at the end of the day, this is good for the crypto market, because now this paves the way for more regulation, whether you agree with it or not, and for institutional investors and for big commercial clients to come into the crypto space. You see, at the end of the day, without any regulation, people are scared to invest in a certain asset class. Now, let's think a little bit deeper. Is it possible that there was an inorganic drop in the price of cryptocurrency in order for really big money to come into cryptocurrency? As the price of Bitcoin was nearly $70,000, nobody wanted to buy. But now there's a lot better of an entry point when it comes to cryptocurrency, when Bitcoin is $20,000, sub $20,000, maybe back to 15, maybe even back to $10,000. Who knows, right? Who knows if that's the case or not? At the end of the day, people are seeing that this is a positive thing, and it is going to pave for Bitcoin and cryptocurrency to rally in the next halving. That's my own personal opinion. Let's see some comments. I feel very good about this. This gives assurances that regulations are inevitable. Of course, regulations are inevitable. You know, at the end of the day, America is going to do what America needs to do. Look, America cannot control the world through oil anymore. So America needs to find a new way to control the world. Now, if you don't live in America, this sucks for you. But if you're investing in assets that America is protecting, this is good for you. At the end of the day, America is going to protect cryptocurrency and use cryptocurrency for its own personal needs to increase its form of imperialism. And the way to do that is to regulate things that are anti-American. At the end of the day, we've been doing this for quite a while. Now, I'm a true patriot, and I am an American. So what's good for America is obviously good for me, obviously good for my family. At the end of the day, America is going to prosper, and America is going to do what they do. It is what it is. But let's not be naive about it. We understand that America does what it does. They claim they're doing something because of ABC, but in reality, they have an alternative agenda, right? They're saying what sounds good in public, but we all understand what's happening right here, right? They're trying to control the cryptocurrency market in one way, shape, form, or another. But that's probably a good thing, because what's good for America is good for American allies. And at the end of the day, who knows what's going to happen with Russia and Ukraine and China and Taiwan, so on and so forth. But it looks like Ukraine is probably going to be getting out of this, which means that the United States is going to increase their reach around the globe. And this is probably going to be good for cryptocurrency in the long run. You know what I mean? Guys, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. I will talk to you guys later. I just put out a brand new Hadara video out, and not all bad, Adam. Not all bad. Solana. I don't think this is bad at all. I think this is actually a very good thing. That's what I'm trying to say. It's positive, not a negative. Do you believe there's another leg down? Yeah, I think that cryptocurrency, you're going to have a better opportunity to buy a little bit later. I don't think this is the rally for stocks or for crypto. But that's just my own personal opinion. Guys, thank you so much. Have a great day. I'll talk to you guys later. North Korea doesn't count. What is North Korea? Their GDP is the same GDP as my bodega on the corner. North Korea don't bring in no money. North Korea does not affect anything. They're like a little speck in the scheme of things. So they don't count. My pleasure.